In the last video, we have installed Git and we have created our own very first commit locally. But right now, all the Git history live inside your laptop. If your hard drive fails or your laptop is stolen or anything happens to your laptop, every file that we have committed would be gone forever. That's scary. And that's exactly the problem that GitHub helps to solve us. So in this video, we are going to push our local Git repository to GitHub and understand clearly what is the difference between Git and GitHub actually are. So let's get started. Let's first clear up the confusion first. Git is a tool that run on your machine. It tracks changes in your files, it tracks changes of your project, and it lets you to create the commits locally onto your local repository. Think of repository as a simple directory. We have just given it a fancy name in terms of while we are working on a project. GitHub is a website that hosts Git repositories into the cloud, and it is safe and it is just an online backup for your Git repo that you can access from anywhere, and you can share it with your teams and anyone you would like to do. We will run git push and we will be sending a local commit through this pipe to the remote repository of the GitHub. So now the idea is clear. Let's do a step-by-step hands-on. First, open the browser and type GitHub and go to the first link that you found. Once you click over there, create an account on the GitHub if you don't have it. You can create it right away. It is free for everyone. Once you have created your account, you would be redirected to the home page of the dashboard. After that, click on New Repository button. Give it a name. I'll use the same name as per my local folder itself, or as per my local project itself. So it is very important to initialize a README file or anything else. We already have an Git local repository. We just want an empty remote repository so that we can push our code and push our files to the remote. So after that, just copy the URL from your GitHub repo page, paste it somewhere on your notepad or anything else, because it would be because we would be using it further. After that, open the terminal on your Mac or Windows laptop, as we are doing it in previous episodes, and just go to the root folder of the project and type git status. We will see what is the current status of the git. Now we can move on to connect our local Git project with our GitHub repository. So in order to do that, firstly, we need to write a command that is git remote add origin and our local and our remote repository URL that we have copied previously. We need to understand what does basically this command means. So remote add basically means we are registering a new remote, and origin is just a common name for the main remote, and the URL that we have copied previously, we have just pasted it out. After that, we need to make sure that we have created a branch onto our repository. Otherwise, GitHub will automatically, or the Git or GitHub will automatically create a default repository as main. So in our current scenario, we would be naming our branch as main. If you wanted to name it differently, you can rename it anywhere. You can rename it as an developer branch. You can rename it as a master branch, whatsoever you want. After that, just type out the command that is git branch -m main. So firstly, we need to understand what does this basically means. We are just saying to the Git that to rename the current branch that we already have into our local as in main branch, so that we can push it forward. Now, once we have connected our local Git to the GitHub, now we can ready to go for pushing the files to our remote branches or pushing our file to the remote repository. In order to do so, we need to write out git push -u origin main. So let's just think about what does this basically means. Push basically means that we are telling the Git to send the commits to the remote repository or remote location. Origin is the remote name. Main is the branch on which we are pushing out the commit. If you have created the branch with some other name, you can basically write that same branch over here, branch name over here, and -u basically means we are setting the upstream, so that next time when we wanted to push anything or push any commit to our Git remote repository, we don't need to write such a huge command. We can simply put git push, and without any extra names or extra statements, the Git would be automatically pushing the commits to our remote repository with the same default configurations. If you're doing it for the first time, GitHub may ask you to log in or use a personal access token. So just follow the prompt, and once you follow the prompt, GitHub will remember it forever. Once you have verified the GitHub, let's go back to the GitHub page and we'll hit the refresh button. Now you can see your files on the GitHub remote repository itself. If you click on the commit, you will see the same history that used to live onto your laptop. Your project is now backed up and it is ready for sharing with other users and other team members. So let's see what we have actually done. So the workflow looks something like this. You still make changes and stage them and commit them locally using Git only, which is your local tool of the version control. But every once in a while, you will run the git push command and the same commit appears into your remote repository on the GitHub as well. Now your history is safe and secure on the cloud. You can clone it and run it on some other machine as well. Even you can share it with your teammates as well for further use, or if you are working on a big project. So that's all for this video. Hope you like this video and it would be helpful for you and it would be informative for you. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button as well. I'll see you in next video.